Hi, I'm Dan, and welcome back to the Rock Nerd Radio Show here on YouTube. Somehow, this year, despite him being the face of the brand and me feeling like I have more than enough of him, I managed to buy 10 Optimus Prime figures this year. I'm not entirely sure how that number got so big, but I figured, what the hell, why not? Let's take a look at my top 10 Optimus Prime figures that I bought in 2024. So starting this countdown off is the number 10 Optimus Prime that I got this year. This is the YOLO Park AMK mini-series Optimus Prime. I'm a little surprised that this is number 10 on the list, because looking at it, this is a pretty dead-on representation of a cartoon-accurate Optimus Prime. My biggest problem with this figure is that the quality on a lot of these is not great. The plastic rubs together, it shears off. A few of these I can't swap out their swappable hands because the hands are stuck in the arms. In the case of something like Starscream, one of the hands completely broke off, and now I can't change that out anymore, and that does bother me. So while this is neat, it is a fun little desk bot, it is definitely not great in terms of quality, and that does make me sad. I do have other YOLO Park figures, more the AMK Pro Series, and those are a delight. While this is fun and easy to put together, it might be good for the younger Transformer fans. Just do beware, like I said, the quality isn't all there. So our YOLO Park AMK miniseries Optimus Prime starts off this list at number 10. Let's move on to number 9. The number 9 Optimus on this list technically isn't Optimus, it's Data Clerk Orion Pax. But of course, who does Orion Pax become? Well, Optimus Prime. Now before everybody out there starts typing, but this figure came out last year, I'm well aware that this figure did not come out in 2024, but I didn't get my hands on it until 2024, and I mostly got it for the Shockwave that is in the pack. But this isn't a bad little Orion Pax. You know, he does come with this pretty solid-looking Energon axe and a pretty cool rifle to boot. But I could see how this is not quite the war-torn Optimus Prime that we have grown to know. This is still a young Orion Pax, and I feel like this shows it. It is a repaint of the War for Cybertron Hound figure, but overall it does a pretty good job of hiding that. I think it's a pretty decent figure, but it's a little old. I didn't jump on it right away, and it might not be displayed as my main Optimus Prime at any point in time. So that's why he's going on the number 9 spot. Coming in at the number 8 spot is the Transformers Studio Series Transformers 1 Orion Pax Optimus Prime. You know, when the first trailer of that movie came out, I didn't really expect anything from it. When the second trailer came out, I got a little more excited to go see it. And I'm happy that I picked this figure up. Now, while the alt mode might be a little janky, the robot mode also has some issues. While I do like it overall and feel it's a decent representation of the way Optimus Prime appears in that movie, there are definitely some weird choices like that waist piece that kind of just seems to be there. That grill section that you don't even see on him in his robot mode right now because I, for the life of me, can't figure out how to stick it on permanently. I feel like this might be a figure that could benefit from another go-round maybe in a few years if they do another pass at some Transformers 1 figures. I do feel that it's a bit of a shame that we are not going to be getting any more Transformers movies from Transformers 1. I feel like it is a missed opportunity and something that could have been kind of cool. But overall, here's Optimus Prime from it. He's coming in at number 8. I really do like that movie. Wish we got some more. And like I said, the figure's not bad. It's just not the best one I've handled this year. Spot this year is the Transformers YOLO Park AMK Pro Series Optimus Prime. I was really hyped for this Optimus Prime, especially after the Megatron, who I really, really like. And while I like this model kit, it is a very simple, easy to put together model kit, there are some issues with it, namely in the ankles. There's not a lot of tilt to them, and I feel like that kind of limits the posability. Also on mine, some of the pieces are very loose, like the armor plating and things like that. While that might be contained to just mine and not a widespread issue, it was enough to kind of bother me. I am still buying the AMK Pro Series models. I have the Starscream, and I even got the Nemesis Prime version of this Optimus, because why not? Nemesis Prime is a named character. But overall, I feel like there were some improvements that could be made. I know there is a crystal clear version of Optimus Prime coming out I plan on skipping that one. But overall, the AMK Pro Series line is still going strong from YOLO Park. I know there are some other releases coming in 2025, and I do look forward to picking some more of these up. So, while I still like this Optimus Prime quite a bit, and he is a great representation of that G1 cartoon, he's not my number one, so let's keep on moving with my countdown. My number 6 spot goes to my Transformers Legacy United G1 Universe Optimus Prime. This is a fun version of Optimus Prime that is meant to emulate the original G1 toy. And this isn't the only one of a G1 Optimus homage that I bought this year. In fact, I did a whole Which is Better video between this and the Missing Link Optimus Prime, which we'll might be talking about later. Now, this one is fun. It is very much a toy, though. It doesn't scale like the original G1 Optimus Prime toy, but it has weapons to it that are really cool. It has both the toy-accurate and show-accurate blaster, as well as the Energon axe. If the Transformers team decides to keep giving us these original toy-inspired decos of figures, I would probably keep buying them, seeing as how Missing Link is starting to go up and up in price. I would rather spend $25 on a figure that homages the original G1 toy. So this figure is pretty cool. I really do like it, and I'm happy I was able to get my hands on it. But it is only the number 6 spot, so while it might emulate that vehicle mode and the robot mode looks really good, it is not the number 1 spot. So like I keep saying, let's keep this countdown rolling to number 5. I'm just as surprised as anybody else that my number 5 Optimus Prime for this year is an Optimus Prime that doesn't even transform. This is the Bloki's Optimus Prime, and I've come to really like these simple model kits. They're fun, they're a little, super deformed, chibi type style, but they are neat. They come with interchangeable hands and multiple accessories, and this Optimus Prime was one of the figures I was most looking forward to getting this year. In fact, when I got the first box of the Series 1 of these guys, I actually opened Prime first, and I was very, very happy about that. Of course, I had to give him his pointing finger, but he does have 2 hands that can hold weapons and 2 just open palm hands, which can make them emote a little nicely. One of the cool things about this is that they've even repainted this already, and while sometimes repaints can get annoying, we already have a Shattered Glass and a Nemesis Prime version of Optimus Prime, all coming with some different things. So I do think that that is very, very cool. I look forward to buying more of this line in the future. I know as of this recording, Wave 6, I think in full, just got announced. So I'm very excited for that wave. I think we're getting another Optimus in that wave too. So maybe we'll have another Optimus countdown next year. But yeah, these are just fun. And if you're looking for a neat little model kit that you can share with friends or family and maybe trade and make customs, because part swapping is super easy, this would be the line that you can do it with. So this is my number 5. Really, really enjoyed this version of Optimus Prime. My number 4 pick is the Transformers Toyota Lunar Rover Optimus Prime. This figure wasn't really on my radar, and as you can see, it has a very cool vehicle mode, which when you transform it, an Optimus Prime pretty much explodes out of. I really like the look of this Prime, and despite the fact that there's a lot of white on here, it still very much looks like an Optimus Prime. This was a figure that I saw some pictures of. I thought it looked kind of cool. What really got me interested in it was hearing some reviews and watching some reviews, and then ultimately catching this thing on a Christmas holiday time sale. I'm glad I picked this up. I think it is really neat. It is a lot of fun. It's kind of out there as far as concept Transformers kind of go, but it's a neat one. And if you can still catch it on a holiday sale, it might be worth it if you just like neat Optimus Primes. Like I said, I could see how this might not be for everybody, but it really is something that just struck a chord with me. The shapes on it are really cool, the colors pop, and I think it is just a very neat addition to my collection of, Optimus Primes. I even like that double barrel kind of, moon antenna that kind of looks like an arm cannon when you transform him. This is a very neat Optimus Prime as far as Primes go, and yeah, that's why he takes the number 4 spot. What could possibly be better than him? Well, you are about to find out. My number 3 pick is the Transformers San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Fractured Friendship 2-pack version of Orion Pax, the bot that would become Optimus Prime. And this is a really neat looking vehicle mode. It is a redo of the Gamerverse Optimus Prime, but once you transform this thing into Optimus Prime, you get just a big, beefy, chunky, awesome looking Optimus Prime, reminiscent of like the War Within comics and things like that. This was an Optimus Prime that, again, I kind of had no real intention of buying. I looked at that Fractured Friendship 2-pack and said, I have that Megatron in so many forms, I don't need anything else. But then I saw this Prime, and I ended up getting the set for this Optimus Prime. Like I said in my review of this set, this was the star of the set. This was one of the stars of the year. This was an Optimus Prime that literally, since I've gotten it back in the summer, I've been just messing around with it and playing around with it. It is constantly traveling around my display area, my office area, just because I keep fiddling with it. I think it is an awesome version of Optimus Prime. The weapons look really cool. The transformation's fun. And yeah, it looks just really neat. I'll admit this back piece is a little hollow. You can see it's kind of big and hollow. But you know what? At the end of the day, I can forgive it. Because, like I said, this is a really cool Optimus Prime. I kind of want to give it the game's Energon axe, because I think that would make this thing look so much cooler. Just arm him up to the teeth with a nice blaster rifle, the cannons on his arms. It would be really, really cool. So yeah, that is my number 3 pick. My number 2 and 1 pick might surprise you. It might not, but let's get into them. For number 2, yes, it is a very G1 looking Optimus Prime, and no, your eyes do not deceive you. This is not the original G1 Optimus Prime toy. This is the Missing Link Optimus Prime toy, a figure that I got this year, and he goes from this almost perfect recreation of the original toy to this wonderful robot mode of the original toy. Now, this is the cartoon version. The details on the figure match the cartoon head, and the blaster matches the cartoon rifle, but it is a figure that you can have it standing there just like your original G1 Toy Prime, or you can move it around and pose it out with some modern engineering. Now, I will say I did a Which is Better about this video. I also did a review about this figure, and I missed up until recently that it does indeed have swivel in the thighs. They are there. You can even see it. It is swiveled right now. So there's more to this figure that I keep finding out the more and more that I play with it. It was such a cool hit of nostalgia. Like I mentioned before with that G1 Universe Optimus Prime, the Missing Link things are starting to get a little expensive. I was thinking about getting Bumblebee and Cliffjumper, but I find that them and the upcoming Sunstreaker are getting a little too pricey for what they're going to be, which is really just something standing on my shelf. The price on this Prime I felt was worth it. It was very fun to kind of relive my G1 Prime in the new lens of a more articulated figure. It would have been so interesting and different, I think, if Transformers could have packed in this much articulation in the 80s. But this one, the more I play with it, the more I like it. It's just a lot of fun. It hits all those nostalgia buttons, and it really just hones back to something that I grew up playing with and loving, and I still have my original G1 Optimus Prime, and this looks really cool standing next to that original G1 Prime. So this is my number 2 spot, because like I said, it might be a perfect representation, a new modern representation of that original figure, but there is something that I feel does step above it. So let's get into my number 1. And taking the number 1 spot is the Transformers Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. Man, when they announced this, I have to be honest, I was a little skeptical. I felt that I already had a really good Optimus Prime in the Earthrise Optimus Prime. I wasn't really looking forward to having to buy a Commander-class Optimus Prime. But this one looks really good. And granted, he's not seen with the trailer here, but it still looks really good. I have the trailer in storage. Now, once you transform him to his robot mode, you have an extremely screen-accurate robot mode Optimus Prime. Of course, the backpack is a little large, but you could argue that's the jetpack that he used that one time. This is a really cool iteration of Optimus Prime. The blaster looks great. He looks great. The colors look great. He even has the Energon axe, which isn't from the 86 movie, but he can use it anyway. Overall, this is probably the best Optimus Prime that I have spent my money on in a couple years. And while this year has had quite a lot of Optimus Primes in it, this one really takes the cake. If this was the only one I got all year, I probably would have been okay with it. Definitely, I think my favorite Optimus Prime, not just this year, but as of the moment, maybe of all time. That feels weird to say, but I really did like this one. So that wraps up my top 10 Optimus Primes this year. Kind of a silly project that I wanted to put out there. Of course, there will be a top 10 Transformer countdown from 2024, robots that I purchased in 2024. They might not all be from 2024 later on in the coming days, so keep an eye out for that. But let me know your thoughts on this top 10. Did Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime take your number one? Did something else take your number one? Did you not buy 10 Optimus Primes like me this year? Did you buy more? Let me know. And until next time, I've been Dan. You've been pretty awesome. I'll see you around. Hey, thanks for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. If you want to leave a like or a comment, down below underneath this video, it goes a long way to help out the channel. You know what also helps? Subscribing. That goes a long, long way. So I would really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. You can also check out the Rock Nerd Radio Show podcast on your preferred podcast platform. It is a weekly podcast hosted by myself and my good friend Vinny. Together we discuss all different types of pop culture, whether it be comics, music, TV shows, movies, or collectibles. So check that out, once again, wherever you're going to get your podcasts. And you can also follow the Rock Nerd Radio Show on Instagram. That is the best place to interact with me. I would love it if you gave it a follow. So thanks for checking out this video. Until next time, I've been Dan. You've been pretty awesome, and I'll see you around.